Damn, man, my eyes shut. I don't know what the fuck made me so sleepy. Who are you? Ah! First off, shout out to the underground. Shout out to my nigga Dean Thomas. Shout out Nick Diaz, Bloodstained Lane. Keep your head up. That's some crazy shit how they did you on the whole Twitter situation with your a video posted on YouTube. Nothing crazy, nothing copywritten, taken down, deleted Twitter. That's some crazy shit. There is something going on. They watching. Just how Cam said, they watching. Beer Drain Shouty here. I'm breaking down UFC 154, George St-Pierre, Carlos Condit. You know my feelings towards George St-Pierre, and you know my feelings towards Carlos Condit. This fight has to go down because Condit is the interim title holder wrongfully. Nick Diaz, the real welterweight champion of the UFC, right there in my eyes. Fuck, nigga. I'm not gonna break it down like break it down, break it down. Oh, what? Who are you? Okay. Anyway, first fight, UFC 154, Mark Hominick versus Hector Garza. Is his name Hector? Pablo Garza, nigga. Fucked up, nigga. That was racist. Oh, why it gotta be Hector just because it's Garza? Anyhow, I got Mark Hominick by big ass fucking bump on the fucking thing right there. Oh shit. He's growing cheese satchels. Truthfully, I don't know who's gonna win that one. Who gives a fuck? Doesn't matter to me. The next fight, we have Constantine Philippou versus Nick Ring. Nick Ring is the toughest gay nigga I think that I haven't come across them. You know what I'm saying? But as far as watching him on the Ultimate Fighter show, and then truthfully, even after seeing him on the show and then looking back at his other fights in Canada, he's a tough son of a bitch. And I find it just weird as fuck. Like, I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, combat, strength, technique is all aside from gender and how you fucking present yourself, whatever. But Nick Ring is one tough motherfucker. I call Nick Ring beating Constantine Philippou by bouquet choke. Bouquet! Nick Ring, you one gay motherfucker, but you are tough as nails. I ain't gonna lie to you. Lawler versus Carmont. I don't know who's gonna win that. You know why? Because I'm not a fan of either. I'm not a fan of Carmont or Tom Lawler. I guess I'd have to give it to Carmont just for the fact that he has the edge and experience. Fuck them fights. I don't give a shit about any of them. Anyhow, we're gonna go to the first one that I'm going to actually have a prediction and have a opinion on, which is Johnny Hendricks, Big Rig Diesel Asshole Dick Face, or Martin Kampmann.
Too much, too much, too much, too much! It's too much!
This fight is it's a good matchup. However, I thought that sit Martin Kampmann out till 2013 after Nick Diaz is back reinstated to the UFC, and have Nick Diaz fight him, and then the winner of that gets a title shot from whoever wins the fight at 154. However, it's kind of a good look for Diaz, because it's looking good for Diaz for me, because that would be a good fight for them to give Diaz, because he's going to stand up with him. He's a great kickboxer. Diaz has great boxing, better ground than Kampmann, of course, but it would probably be a stand-up fight. I'm getting all out of wobbleness. You feel me? Oh, shit. Shenanigans, sausage patties. My beer mound. I have a mound of beer. Stand clear, for in the weeds, ghost is here. Beer drink. Yeah, I didn't mean to waste it all over myself. This fight is a good fight for the fact that Martin Kampmann is a great kickboxer. He's quick. He has good head movement. He has good feet as far as moving around. You know what I'm saying? He has good angles. You know what I'm saying? But Johnny Hendricks is he has that. When he throws punches, when they land, it's like a ton of bricks. He has like a wrestler's punch. And when I say a wrestler's punch, a lot of people think that wrestlers just can't box, can't fight, can't really throw hands. When you look at the normal conventional wrestler like a Brock Lesnar, that pretty much just relies on being bigger than the other guy. That's the kind of wrestler that pretty much never learns how to punch. Johnny Hendricks is a great wrestler, but at the same time, as a wrestler, he's learned to use his hips and fucking put all the power into his punches. So he has a puncher's chance of beating him if it stood up. He's gonna have to get to him early in the first or second round in order to take this fight away from Martin Kampmann. If it goes into the third, or truthfully, I think if it goes into the second round, Martin Kampmann will have found his range enough, throwing leg kicks, throwing high kicks, midsection kicks, whatever. I think that he pretty much going to pick him apart. It's going to be either a Hendricks knockout early in the fight, or it's going to be Martin Kampmann picking him apart and putting him away, or maybe even taking away a striking shot count decision type of dealerization. Now let's get to Carlos Condit, the interim UFC welterweight champion. Damn, that nigga could outrun Carl Lewis. That nigga could outrun Michael Johnson. Bo Jackson in his heyday. Carlos Condit outrun your ass. Herschel Walker, he was one of the fastest running backs in the NFL for years. Carlos Condit, smoke your ass, nigga. Carlos Condit knows how to run, and he showed that in the Nick Diaz fight. This fight, I think that he has to get back to his old roots to when I was an actual fan of the Natural Born Killer. He has to. But George St-Pierre coming off the injury, and he has a lot to prove. Is he going to go back to how he was, pretty much like more risky, less takedown, and just win the rounds? It's a good fight for fans to watch if both of these fighters fight for the fans and fight to make an impression on fans and fight to make an impression on the UFC welterweight title. Like, the title is legit now. You see, it was won by stoppage. It was won convincingly. I think that this fight has to be a convincing win. If not, the whole title's going to be gone to shit, because everyone knows that Nick Diaz won that fight against Carlos Condit. Who am I going to pick? George St-Pierre's been out for a year. When you have surgery on your knees, ankle, and shit like that, I don't think you ever come back the same. So for me, I'm thinking that he's gonna have to play it somewhat safe, unless his training camp just went perfectly well, perfectly smooth, and he's doing his thing and he's feeling like young GSP. I'm kind of leaning towards Condit if it's a stand-up game, possibly even catching George St-Pierre, giving him a knockout for one of the first times other than Matt Serra, whatever, but I'm talking knocked out cold, maybe a crazy knee or some retarded shit. Pretty much Condit, I'm looking at Condit to surprise George St-Pierre. I'm looking for George St-Pierre to outmuscle Carlos Condit and get the win in that aspect. Who do I want to win? I want George St-Pierre to blow fucking Carlos Condit out of the water, destroy him first round, double leg, fucking dump him on his head against the cage, fucking throw fucking bombs and stop his ass. Just to show everyone how fucking retarded, just how fucking left field it was for Condit to even own a UFC title the way he got it from the Nick Diaz fight. If that were to happen, I'm pretty sure that George St-Pierre would call out Nick Diaz if he's a fucking real nigga. If he a grown ass man, he would call out Nick Diaz. You know what? Everybody else fall back in line. He's been out, I've been out. 2013, we banging. You know what I'm saying? That's how I want the whole fucking storyline to play out. Will it do that? Who knows? I mean, I watched the fight with Nick Diaz, Carlos Condit. I keep going back to that. I thought at the end of the fight, okay, bet Nick definitely has three rounds to 2 rounds. It didn't go that way. Anyhow, like I said, I'm calling George St-Pierre total domination within 2 rounds. He's going to go in for the kill. He's going to try to do it convincingly. George St-Pierre is back. Call out Nick Diaz, and then he going to put that fucking 209 stamp on that ass. Trust me. Nick Diaz, 2013. Nate Diaz, 2013. Diaz brothers, champions of the UFC. It is what it is. I'm Beer Drink Shouty. Rest in peace in the weeds. Once again, Bloodstain Lane shout out. Keep your shit up. Follow him on Twitter, Bloodstain Lane 2, the number 2, Bloodstain Lane 2. He's still here. Understand the facts. Y'all niggas really disrespectful, Twitters. You Twitter niggas is really disrespectful, Holmes. Sit.